Hi, grade 6. This is your math lesson 4, page number 116, which happens to be one of those green mid-chapter practice tests. So, let's take a look at some of the problems and see what we can do for you in helping you guide your way through them. Number 1 says define absolute value. They want a definition. They want a sentence that tells what absolute value is. If you look after question 1, in red letters it says lesson 3-1. Look at lesson 3-1. You'll find a decent definition there. Number 2, write the ordered pair which identifies a point that's 4 units to the left of the y-axis and 3 units above the x-axis. Well, I'm not going to do that one, but I'm going to do one similar to that. Not exactly like it, but similar. What if instead of those directions it says 4 units to, no, how about 5 units to the right of y and 3 units below x. So similar, but not exactly like it. Well, where would I be if I was 5 units to the right of y? This is y, right? 5 units to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd be over here somewhere. I'd be somewhere in this area. And then it says 3 units below x. 3 units below x. Where would that be? That would be right here. This is 3 units below x. Where do those two lines meet? They meet right here. What's that location? Well, start with the x value first. It's 5, -3. This is the location 5, -3. So that's the kind of thing they want you to do for number 2. Number 3, draw a coordinate plane and label the coordinates. Well, that's pretty easy. Try to do it somewhat neatly, but here's an example of how you could do this. But I'm going to purposely do it wrong. I didn't put the numbers in the right spot, did I? I'm going to let you figure out where to put them if you don't remember. Where can you find that out? Well, in red letters after question 3, it says lesson 3-3. So go to lesson 3-3 and you'll be able to find out the right way to do that problem. Number 4 through 7. We need to write an integer for problems 4 through 7. Some of those are going to be negative numbers and some of those are going to be positive numbers. What do I mean by that, Mr. Ponko? Well, if I said to you, somebody put $50 in my bank account, somebody put $50 in my bank account, that would be plus 50. They're adding to my account. But if I said somebody robbed $50 in my bank account, or of my bank account, that would be taking away money. That would be a minus 50. I'll give you a clue on numbers 4 through 8. 2 of them are going to be positive numbers and 2 of them are going to be negative numbers. How about 8 through 10? Oh, that's actually, I think, hopefully pretty easy. You're just simply writing a less than, a greater than, or an equal sign in between some values. So if I, for example, put -27 and positive 2 here, would I put a greater than, a less than, or an equal sign in between the two? Well, is 2 greater than -27? Is 2 less than -27? Or is it equals? Well, 2 is further to the right than -27, which would be way over there. So 2 has to be greater than it, right? What about those ones with absolute value symbols? Should we freak out about that? What if I have the absolute value of positive 12 and the absolute value of -15? Well, first figure out the absolute values. How many steps away from 0 are these two numbers? And then decide what to do with it. 12 is less than 15. Number 11, all they're asking you to do is put the numbers in order from smallest to largest. Remember, when it comes to negative numbers, a number like negative 13, even though it appears to be bigger than negative 8, it's actually smaller than negative 8 because it's further to the left. The numbers that are further to the left are smaller than the numbers that are further to the right. So if I put on the board, for example, negative 12 and negative 1, and I said which one's bigger, you'd have to say this one's the bigger number. And we'd need a less than symbol here because negative 12 is less than negative 1. Or you could write it this way, negative 1 is greater than negative 12. Twelve through 14, they're asking you to draw a coordinate plane and then graph and label it. No big deal. You don't even need graph paper for this. You could just do this on regular pieces of paper. Watch. I'm going to draw a coordinate plane. Just going to try to do it as neatly as I can. And if somebody said to me, hey, here's a point, I'm going to call it point M, and it's located at negative 2, positive 4, where would I put that dot for negative 2, positive 4? Well, I'm going to put some tick marks on here. Where is negative 2 on the x-axis? Remember, we do x first, then y. Negative 2 on the x-axis is right here. That's negative 2. Where's positive 4 on the y-axis? That's way up here. Where would those two meet? They would meet right about there, wouldn't they? So we're going to put our dot here. We're going to get rid of all this other stuff, right? And there's one more thing we got to do yet. We're going to put that letter M right next to it. Done. What if I said locate the letter N and locate it at positive 1, negative 3? Where is positive 1, negative 3? Again, I find positive 1 on the x-axis. That's right here. I find negative 3 on the y-axis. That's right here. Where do those two meet? If I draw, they meet right about here, and I'm going to call that letter N. Letter N. That's what they're asking for in 12, 13, and 14. Right? Let's look at 15. Which of the following points represents a number and its absolute value? Its number and its absolute value. What in the world do they mean by that? Well, they give you like B and E. They give you B and D, they give you C and F, and A and E. Well, let's think about what that means, a number and its absolute value. If I gave you a number, 5, what's its absolute value? 5. If I gave you this number, negative 5, what's its absolute value? 5. If I gave you this number, negative 2, its absolute value is 2. What if I said positive 3? Its absolute value is positive 3 as well. So these would be examples of numbers, and these would be examples of their absolute values of those numbers. You're looking for situations like this in those letters for problem 15. Okay, finally the last one. It says the table shows the number of inches of monthly precipitation above or below normal for a Midwestern city in a recent year. Find the median monthly precipitation above or below normal. Uh-oh. Do you remember how to find median? Median is the average of a set of numbers. We find median by... Wait a minute. I'm steering you wrong. Ignore what I just said. Median is not average. You have to first put the numbers in order from smallest to largest. And then you have to find the middle number in that set of data, don't you? So, if let's say I had the following, I'm going to do a problem similar to this, but not exactly like this. What if I had the following numbers instead of what they've got? What if I had 6, negative 1, 7, negative 4, negative 5, 1, -3, -6, -2, 5, 1, and 8. And I said, what's the median of that set of data? Well, first, I'm going to have to find the smallest numbers. And the smallest numbers are all going to be the negative ones, right? So let's circle those negative ones first and grab them one at a time. Of those circled ones, which one's the smallest one? -6 is, right? So we got that one. Then I'm going to go with -5. Got that one. Then I'm going to go with -4. That one right there. Then -3. Boink. -2. Boink. -1. Boink. Now, what's the smallest of the remaining numbers? We got 1, 1. Boink. Boink. We got 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now, how do I find the middle number? Counting from the outsides. Bump. -5, 7. -4, 6. -3, 5. -2, 1. -1 and +1. I have two middle numbers. Do you remember what to do? You add them up and you divide by 2. This plus this is 0. 0 divided by 2 is 0. So in this case, the median is 0. That's all you do. Problem 16. Thank you. Talk to me if you have questions. Bye.